So normally I would have some crazy intro for these kind of collab videos, so here's just some epilepsy for you instead. Anyways, Yagsterr, of all people, wanted your favorite stinky sentient PNG on for this goodbye video where we can all seal our fate with the death of our channels. Now the subject of this entire video, murder drones. This needs absolutely zero introduction from me, considering that my clip will probably be placed in where the viewer retention has just gone down the fucking drain. But to summarize the entire show in one sentence, an emo girl and her golden retriever boyfriend go out to stop an autistic kid from ending the universe. Now, I guess what I have to do for the segment is just talk about my journey with the Silly Little Robot show, since I totally have a lot of original things to say. So with that all out of the way, let's get into my story of the funky robots. So, obviously the story should start out with how I found murder drones, or more accurately, how murder drones found me. During the beginning of 2023, my friend has been bugging me about this new show he likes that has breedable robots and violence. I know, how did I not get the hint sooner? Anyways, we got to the end of March where I just was running on the treadmill one night, and I have no idea why, but something just compelled me to watch the show. My friend also just so happened to text me while I was thinking about it, so I also blame the 5G government cancer waves on this. So I finished up and got into a call that would change everything. So after watching what was only out at the time 3 episodes, I was addicted. Absolutely hooked. I'm pretty sure I compared this show to like crack or something, because wow, I just couldn't get enough of the show. The music, the visuals, the fight scene, I loved it. The cringy writing gave the show its own personality, and being the reason that I have a bad habit of shitposting on my schoolwork. I got to watch every single episode premiere live since then. I still had a blast. There is evidence of me watching episode 5 as it premiered, unfortunately. I also decided to investigate the community on Twitter, which was regrettable. Also, during my recent introduction to the show, a certain video popped up in my recommended, and this video would have lasting consequences. So, Unhelpful Commentary was the first MD-tuber I've ever watched, and almost immediately he earned my subscription. I was soon introduced to Tyromaniac through their collaboration and his Internation Cube video, and Vanity Moth creeped his little head into my recommended sometime later. These three were my go-to channels for indie animation stuff, and are basically the three main motivators for the reason why I talk about indie animation specifically on my channel. So basically, I can blame Uncom for my social life being an absolute train wreck, but I guess there's a bit of magic in between that also contributed to that. So, I guess I have to get a little personal now. How personal, you may ask? Oh, Jesus Christ, this is so stupid. But yeah, I decided to transcend the two-dimensional plane for this, and I guess just for this collaboration, I get to show these things called feelings, which is something I'm not very good at expressing. I'm a man. I'm supposed to go to war and die. But yeah, I guess we're getting personal. Here. I'd say that 2023 was a pretty impactful year for me in general. It was when the reality of getting older has finally hit me. I used to run a gaming channel before this one, and I'd get everything out on a very consistent basis. But over the summer of 2023 is when the reality of, oh shit, I'm almost 3 years into high school, and I haven't even considered looking for colleges or figuring out what the I want to do with the rest of my life. And as I was taking on more responsibilities at home and at school, especially since at the time I went to a trade school, I kind of just shut down everything. This looming threat, I guess, of just being left behind, and this moving on period that I know I'm gonna have to prepare myself for just made me shut everything down. And I guess it got me to like kind of lock in for a little bit. Don't get me wrong, it was probably one of the most productive summers I've ever had, but that time as well, I've kind of neglected any time I could have spent with my friends and voice chats or on games, and I just kind of been isolated. But I mean, I guess if you consider putting that time into TV shows and movies, then I guess we're all good. I also did get into the mindset of video games are not the same anymore, which I know is a very original take. But that feeling of getting older was just an absolute shock to me. Despite shutting everything down and being hard on myself for once, which I'm pretty sure is like nothing, like very minuscule compared to what I'm going to have to do later in life, there was just still this burning passion to create, this strong urge to just do something. I've been watching all these indie cartoons at the time, and of course I want to talk about them. I love talking about the things I like. The problem is that some of my interests severely differ from what my friends like. So if I were to bring up the fact that I, like murder drones, that wouldn't go over so well. Especially since Glitch is tied to SMG4, which would be the nail in the coffin for my social reputation. I cannot sit through an SMG4 video without it just feeling like a lobotomy. But seeing all these people being able to talk about the things they like to talk about, being able to put the emotion behind the words they say, injecting their personality through the videos they make was just something that really resonated with me. This passion is all I really wanted to express for once. After breaking free of the cringe chains that were holding me back, I decided to upload my first commentary video. For the first time in a long time of making videos, I genuinely felt this passion run through me. This freedom that I've just always craved with what I want to talk about and how I want to talk about it. By the way, full disclosure, I am still well aware that I am being mentally ill on the internet for content. But the true way to be mentally ill is to make sure you're getting something in return for this. After another upload, I eventually got around to talking about murder drones, and once I released my second murder drones video, I got noticed by someone and I just kept uploading more and more videos until I finally realized that I was just aiming myself in the right direction. Once the new year started, I got a message from Yagsterr and he invited me on to High on Battery Acid. So once I joined the server, I damn near went into cardiac arrest when I see Uncom, Tyro, and Vanity in the same server. It was just a surreal experience talking to these people that I could have only have ever dreamed of talking to. I also got to make Ranks and Sleepy in this project as well, and we all got along pretty well. After that project, we all went on our separate ways, and I guess I kind of became a loner again. That wasn't until Blooper started rising onto the scene, and we did the indie animation revolution, and then this project came into existence. I'm still somewhat in shock that I finally managed to find the right people to be around, and that we're all united because of this one common interest. This sense of belonging is still pretty new to me, I guess. And I don't know, sometimes I do feel like I don't deserve to be here, but if I've gotten to this point, that probably means I've done something right. Even though I said the fandom is pretty scary, this is probably the first time I've ever been a part of a fandom of any kind publicly, or like, you know, saying anything publicly about what I like. But the amount of just extremely talented people in this community, these extremely creative people that work on their own projects inspired by murder drones or their own murder drones projects, it's just absolutely insane. All of the artwork I see is just it blows my mind. I'm gonna hold a special place in my heart for murder drones, for what Liam and Glitch have been able to make, because this show definitely helped me rediscover my love for making YouTube videos and allowed me to at least I guess in some way accept that I have a voice for what I like and how I want to express it. Honestly, I honestly believe that if I've never found this show, I would have just quit YouTube. And I would have never ended up here. And you know, this show has gotten to me when I bought merch. You know, like I don't buy merch. I'm cheap as f***. But this show has definitely gotten to me where I've actually bought merch. You know what? Hold on a second. This shit's cozy as f***. The fact that there are adults in this project that love the show just as much as me just makes me wonder if I really am that crazy for liking what I like. Being able to experience the absolute roller coaster of the show is something I'll never take for granted, and I'm just so thankful for everything that's happened ever since. This show definitely gave me some character development, and while I still wish death on the entire human race, I apparently have a 68% chance to make it past 20. So I think that the lesson I've learned is that passion and love for the things you do can get you pretty far in something, and procrastination. I know, I'm very cringe, but this can-do attitude just gives me some little hope, I guess, for whatever I do decide to do later in my adult life. I've kept my segment as short as possible, completely resisting the urge to yell at Yagsterr for not taking a sponsor to make the easiest bag in his life. Yag, you should totally do it, by the way. With that all being said, thank you, Murder Drones.